Good evening. How we doing, guys? Looks like the market wants a little more upside here. So how'd everybody trade today? What's up, Mac? I should say Mason. I don't know why I say Mac. I read Mac and I say Mac. Good evening, Tenor. Richard, life is good. Life is treating me good. Martin, good evening. You Europeans stay up late. Extremely, extremely late. We might have an early trade here on our hands. Let me preface this by saying that I did see the My Funded Futures promotion offer that they have going on right now. So if you see me switch over to a chart, it is an MFFU eval. So we're going to try and have some fun tonight and possibly throw on some size since we have a free reset. Kind of waiting on NQ to pull back into 530 here, and we'll see what happens at 530. If it holds above, I'll probably get long. You can see that the interest on the DOM is pretty much heavily weighted to the top side, all the way up here into 800 and above. So while I would love to see some downside to recover some of this pump that's been happening, the endless bid, the turbo bid, I don't know if we're going to get that this evening. This was a pretty strong break through 530, which is a key level. I'm going to wait to see if we can get this pullback on the break and retest for the move up. So that is my read. Glizzy wise, we are nowhere near a glizzy. So expected range is pretty wide for tomorrow's session, almost 500 points. So I'm not sure that we're going to get a print. Obviously, you can see the Keltner channels are pretty much dead smack in the middle of expected range. But yeah, so that's where we sit. How'd you guys trade today? I had a decent day. I'm not going to say it was great, but it was decent. What's funny is I made the majority of my money on the short side today. What else would you be doing, Martin? Oh, I don't know. Sleeping? Minus 275, Mason? Oh, nice, Richard. Yeah, like there was a little bit of downside there towards the end of the session. Once again, I was part of it for the mid-afternoon, but not the later move down. And then we had a bid back up. So I just kind of sat out the remainder of the day. I was probably done by, I don't know, 2:30. Martin took about 1 billion trades. Define a billion. Okay, so a billion's an exaggeration, obviously. What would you say? Like, I don't know, 30 trades? Which is a lot, but yeah, it does look like it wants higher. Like, the interest is definitely weighted to the top side right now. Like I said, I'm going to wait for this pullback into 530. And then we'll see what happens there. Like if we can get a wick and reclaim just below 530, I'll probably try the long, providing it doesn't get too heavy here. Okay, that's a little heavier than I wanted it to get. So, let's see. 1K in fees, Martin? Are you kidding me? All right, let's try it. If we can get in just above 530, there we go. We're long. Oh, shoot. Guys, this is on my Top Step account. Let's just kill this. I gotta remember that I have all these different accounts. We do have some liquidity a little bit lower down here, below 510. All right, I am long now on my funded futures. Yeah, I don't know that I've ever seen a 1K in fees day, Martin. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know that I've ever seen that. Okay, where is that order at? It's at like 575. Let's target. Where were my levels at up here? Like 660 is my next stop. That's a bit of a stretch for the overnight pump, I think. So let's target. Let's just front run 600. All right, guys, we're long. Early. Nice and early in this stream. We are long. So let's see if the break and retest holds. I mean, this move down was pretty heavy though, so I don't know how much I trust it. Oh, thanks for the sub, Richard. Appreciate you, brother. Thanks for tuning in, by the way. First stream. People will slowly file in and then they'll see me in this trade. Yeah, first time here? Nice. Glad to have you. If you're interested, if you want a free trading Discord, we do have one. It's called Level Up. There's a link in the description. There's lots of good traders in there. Feel free to join up if you want to. We hang out in there all day pretty much. Oh, nice. Ejaz Khan. Check gold, please. Oh, no. Is this Tron? Tron, is this your alternate account? Why does everybody always want me to look at gold? I'm surprised that my content's hitting the algos. That's good to know. We've had a lot of growth recently. Ever since I started doing Globex streams. Con, I'll check gold after I'm out of this trade. Yeah, Richard. So it's mostly about trading futures. There are some options traders in our Discord, but I mainly stick to the U.S. index futures as far as my day trading is concerned. Kind of like to see this just accelerate to the north side. How often is the stream? I've been streaming every Globex session lately. Sunday through Thursday nights. I usually go live about 7:45 my time, Eastern Standard. I don't like how much this thing's jumping around. I mean, look at that. That's 10 points in 2 seconds. I'd have rather seen it accelerate through these highs instead of getting smacked there. We'll hold tight. We'll see if we can get the push. I know. I see it. I see it, Candles. Candles don't lie. I see it down there. It's all the way down through 21K, really, on the NAS. Like, we still haven't even come close to filling that gap from 2 Sundays ago. But we're all right. We're safe in the position right now. We're up almost $300, so I'm all right. Upside target. My next level to the top side, Martin, is 660 to 680. This was kind of a strong break through 530, a key level for me on the NAS. But I'm just kind of like, if it picks up some steam, I'm not opposed to pulling my target up there to 660. I just don't know if we're going to get that big of a move on Globex. That would be wild. But we're comfortable in this position right now. I'll say that. That's definitely the reaction we wanted to see at that level. So candles don't lie. I'm a support and resistance trader. So the level for me was 530 to the top side. You can kind of see how it played out. It was acting as resistance here. So what I look for the stuff for moves to the top side is I look for the break, the retest, and the hold. And then I know if it falls much below this level, that my trade is invalidated, pretty much. But I pretty much target level to level, what you see here. And it plays out the majority of the time for me. All right, I'm definitely not going to take a loss on this trade at this point, so I'm going to go ahead and move my stop to right here. And now we've locked in $100. Kind of wanted to see it be a little more aggressive through this previous high. And if I get taken out for $100, I get taken out for $100. Did Trump say something worth 11 basis points in his speech after? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, Tenor. Richard, Tenor's an options guy. Speaking of which, he's a member of our Discord as well. Thanks for tuning in tonight, guys. If you're lurking, feel free to hit that subscribe button. It'd really help out the channel. We're trying to get to 1,000 by the end of July. That'll be our 1-year anniversary of streaming. Man, I really would like to see it pump through that 550 area. Is it streamed in the Discord? No, it's not streamed in the Discord, but all my streams are announced there. So, like, when I schedule the streams, they are announced there. So everybody knows when I'm going live. What's up, Casper? How was your day, brother? Yeah, for those of you that are new here, I've been trading for just shy of 4 years, so I'm still relatively new. I am profitable, but I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and tell you I'm the world's greatest trader and you should follow me. Do you see what I'm saying? We basically do this to hang out, have a good time, and I have a pretty good read on like NASDAQ levels and index levels in general. And that's how most of the people know who I am. I used to post pre-market trading plans in Good Gains Trades by Matt's Discord quite a bit. And that's kind of where we all met. But I'm not an ICT guy. I'm not a guru. I'm not going to sit here and sell you anything or force any sale on you. I don't have a course that I'm selling or anything like that. We'll just preface the stream by saying that. So DJ, I saw the promo today with the free reset, so I was like, for the stream, this could be fun. This could be fun. I didn't know if they were going to let me purchase the eval, but they definitely went through, and I have an eval now. But with the free reset, I said, why not? Let's have some fun. Let's sling some contracts and see if we can pass an eval. Maybe in one Globex stream. That'd be sweet. I'm liking my trade right now. I'll say that. We are comfortably in this position. I do see this block up here at like 575 that I'll be watching to see what kind of reaction we get off of it. I'm kind of hoping we just pump through it. We do have some size to the top side. There's a little bit of liquidity here up through 600. Does MFFU have consistency target? It depends on which plan you're on, Mason. So, like, this is just a starter plan. So there is no consistency in the eval, but there is consistency in your funded account. If you do a starter plus, I think there's consistency in your eval, but no consistency in funded. I think is how my funded futures goes. I don't know. All these rules for all these prop firms are all like, it's hard to keep up with it sometimes. Not on expert, Martin? Oh, they're expert accounts? Okay. When I read that, Martin, I literally thought, yeah, no, I'm no expert. What are you talking about? For those of you that are new, this is Quant Tower trading platform, by the way. If you're ever curious about like what account I'm trading, it does say up here in the upper left in the account info window. And you can always see whether I'm long, this bar will be green. If I'm short, this bar will be red. You can see how much I'm up on the trade currently. Like right now I'm up $570, $550 roughly. And then you can see where my stop and my take profits are as well. All right, we kind of put in a double top up there. Let's see here. What is this? We're right in the low 560s. I'm not in love with how heavy this is getting. I'd have much rather seen this accelerate higher. This is kind of a heavy pullback. Really would love to see us engulf this to the top side. Alright, this move here, if it sweeps these lows, I think, right here at 540, I have a feeling it's going to get pretty heavy back into 530. So I'm going to go ahead and lock in $200. Move my stop up. Not exactly a fan of that pullback. That's pretty aggressive. Hey Eunice, welcome. First time catching the stream. Got a lot of new names in the chat this evening. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Appreciate you. From Montreal? Yeah, we got a few Canadians in the chat, actually. I know Tenner's from Toronto. Yeah, if you're just tuning in, feel free to hit that subscribe button. It would really help out the channel. I stream Globex pretty much every weeknight starting at like 7:45 my time, Eastern Standard Time. We mainly trade U.S. index futures. There, you speak French? Yeah. Yeah, Eunice. I mean, you type English really well. So clearly you know some English. I'm probably going to get stopped out here, guys. This is looking kind of heavy. Well, NQ is being kind of wild. Oh, that's where my stop is. I have it trailing right now. Are you? That's how I'm going to get stopped out. You can see this is where my stop is. But yeah, I'll be in profit. I locked in $200. See if we can get a nice recovery here. If so, that'll be a well-placed stop. What's up, Palm? Yeah, Candles. That's my typical setup. The break and retest of those key levels. So I mean, it's in my strategy. But I'm probably gonna take the stop here. This is looking kind of heavy. Seeing all these aggressive sellers step in. I'm just hoping that these passive buyers can absorb some of this. You're in Top Step evaluation, Eunice? Yeah, my live account is with Top Step, Eunice. Am I pronouncing that right? I don't mean to be butchering your name, by the way. At all. I apologize. I'm terrible with names. Okay. Are you right now? This is on a My Funded Futures eval, but yes, I'm trading with Take Profit as well. I do have an account with them too. It's a funded account, but it's kind of just been flatlined for. I've had the account for 2 months, and it's pretty much just break even. It hasn't gone anywhere. But I'm using that to trade the Glizzy Clipper indicators pretty much solely. Trades based off the indicator itself. What's up, J Stores? So it's a little different. I don't really trade like my strategy per se on that thing. I think what I'm gonna have to do though, in order to get it to here comes the stop out, more than likely. These sellers are getting really aggressive here. I think I'm gonna have to, in order to build a buffer on that account, I'm gonna have to. Who do I trade with? J Stores. I trade with. So I have a live account with Top Step. This is a brand new My Funded Futures evaluation that you're seeing on screen right now. And then I also have Take Profit Trader funded account. What's up, Kev? How was your trading day, Kev? Eunice, you're in My Funded Futures? Yeah, it's a good... I have no issues with My Funded Futures. The only prop firm that I... Well, there's a few out there that I refuse to trade with, but I don't trade with Apex. JStores here with Bulanox. I've heard good things about Bulanox, but my friend Goose has a live account with them. He's a pretty good trader, and he's got no complaints about Bulanox. I've never tried them. Kev, you got in too high and too late? Oh, no. All right. I think I'm going to lock in something a little bit more. I don't like how this is not accelerating through 50 just yet. So let's go ahead and lock in. Let's say if it takes these lows, it can get me out of the trade. Yep, there. I'm out. So that was, how much was that? It was like a $250 trade. But not a bad start. But now that I'm out, I can kind of concentrate on the chat a little bit more. Eunice, yeah, the drawdown with Take Profit is tough once you're in funded. I'm not a huge fan of intraday trailing. I think that prop firms use that rule. They try to say it's to teach you to lock in profits, but I think it's just there to fumble you up. You know, that's the most ridiculous thing about Apex, is the fact that you can virtually blow up an account positive, which makes no sense. Like that, how are you going to fail an account when your account balance is positive. That just makes zero sense. But I've seen traders do it time and time again. Let's see if I would have kept my stop where it was if I'd be safe. I'd be safe right now, but I feel like it sweeps down below 40 at least. Yeah, JStores. So, like, I traded with Apex for a period of time, but then, and I had, I don't know how many accounts I had. I want to say I had 8 accounts at one point with Apex, but then all the payout denials started, and I had too many really close friends being denied payouts for really nothing. And then there was that period of time where they were forcing people to film themselves over 2 trading days. And that was just like, wait, what's going on here? Now people who aren't streamers are having to film themselves throughout the entire trading session on 2 straight days under all that pressure. Like, that's crazy. Trading's already stressful enough. Like, they would be able to know, man, I would still be safe in that trade, huh? If we fail back below 530, like come down to 510 and retest 530 and hold below, I'm not opposed to trying a short from there either. But I think the long position, if it's going to be a long position, is probably already gone. And I don't want this entry because you're risking too much. You're pretty much risking down to 310 or 510 rather. And I'm not willing to... there would have been my stop, I think. I'm not willing to hold that through that much drawdown. Yeah, that would have been my stop. For those of you that are new, this is pretty much how I trade. So my entries, I prefer to be on the extremes of these zones. I have them as 20 points because that defines my risk, right? Longs, I want to be on the top side of the zone for break and retest holds above. Shorts, I want to be break and retest down below with the stop just above the extreme on the to the top side. But that's basically how I trade. It's what's worked for me. I realize that might be a lot of risk for some of you, but once you have somewhat of an account balance, it's really not that much in the grand scheme of things. 20 points on NQ, and we all know how volatile and wicky the NASDAQ likes to get from time to time. I'm hoping we don't just chop in this 30-point range from 30 to 60 all night. I'm hoping we get a move outside eventually of that area. Any of you guys in a trade in the chat? Oh, Eunice, funny you should ask. So I will be filming a Quant Tower setup video this week at some point. It should be out. It should be out either this weekend or early next week. Stopped at 550, Mason. Oh, nice. You locked in more than I did, though. But yeah, we are going to do a Quant Tower setup video for everybody. Short MNQ, Tony? Okay. SK trades? Short 550? I mean, I can see that, right? Let's go. Let's zoom out a little bit. that would basically be the draw on liquidity above that level at 510 to 530 that I have. I never like trying to short tops though, per se. I would rather see a reclaim below a level, a key level for me to get short. Is how I prefer to trade, you know, just for confirmation for me. Picking tops, I have been wrecked anywhere near all-time highs before. So I don't like to do it, but I definitely have been wrecked doing that. But yes, this would be the draw on liquidity above the level. You'd kind of like to see it get aggressive below 530. Maybe come down to 510, come back and retest 530 and hold below 530 for the big move down. You know, this range has kind of been traded a lot. So I see what you're doing, right? We do still have that gap way down there from 2 Sundays ago that I think is going to get visited at some point. I honestly am shocked that 21,100 held on the overnight. I really thought 21K was in the cards early on, but then when we reclaimed above 220 today and just straight ripped off the open, I was like, okay, this is a little ridiculous. Right back up to the high of the range. But yeah, that 530 level is the one that I'm watching. These highs over here. Yeah, Chess, that is one thing that I've learned, right? Is like, stick to your plan. I can't tell you how many times I deviate away from my pre-market plan and suffer because of it. Absolutely suffer. Let's see what the other indexes are doing here. YM's looking kind of gross. YM, this is a very big level on YM. I know this 43K. I know it is heavy resistance coming into that. In fact, let's look at an hour chart on YM here. Let's go back. We'll say a year. But you can kind of see. I'll leave my cursor on it, but you can kind of see why I'm saying 43K is going to be a big level. I should probably go to the continuous contract here to show even more. But yes, right here, I have a feeling you're going to find some sellers. So the YM is coming up into a major key level. ES. Let's have a look at ES. Yes, it seems like it wants 6K. Where's his all-time highs on ES? Does anybody know? Let me see. Oh, it's still got a ways to go. Still got a ways to go. So 6170 about 6167. But we're coming up on all-time highs again, guys. Which is not my favorite kind of trading, but we roll. I mean, 10 MQ, $300 risk. So if we go to 21,100 tonight / tomorrow, lunch is on me, boys. Yeah, 21.1. Honestly, SK, if it's heading down there, you might as well as target 21K. I mean, I don't think that level holds if we're heading back down there. But this has been a pretty big bull run that we've seen, so I'm not... It would have to get extremely heavy in order for me to be targeting big trades to the downside right now. Remember the good old days, guys, when gap fills were like regular? We would fill gaps pretty regularly. They just leave gaps behind these days. You get gap and goes nearly every week. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Appreciate all of you. Vibes are high. Man, this chop in the 540s. I mean, the volume profile is kind of saying... downside. We swept the singles above. But I got to see what happens at 530 before I get interested in another position. Tony, nobody cares about the gaps anymore for sure. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Gap plays are not... It's like gap and go central. Palm, go ahead. Fire when ready. Yeah, SK, just watch that 530 area. And then your next eye will be the 510 level. If you can get below both those and hold below both those, you are golden, sir. If you do get below 530 strong, like say it comes down to, I don't know, the teens, I would probably put a stop in just above 530 because you definitely don't want price back above that 530 area, in my opinion. Or at least take off some of your micros at that point. Lock in some profit. Okay, Palm, I'm reading your message right now. Okay, so Palm, what I look for in the bubbles, right? Is so what I'm trying to... I'm looking at key levels, right? And I'm looking at the DOM and the large limit orders on the buy or sell side, you know, like these lines that you see. But with the bubble specifically, what I'm trying to see is I'm trying to see the large bubbles getting absorbed. So I'm trying to see like a lot... If I want a long entry, for instance, I'm trying to see a lot of big red bubbles without them making any headway to the downside. Right? Like they're getting absorbed by limit buyers or passive buyers. Vice versa to the top side. I'm trying to see absorption. So we're trying to see if we can pick that point when price is about to reverse. But that's basically what I use it for. You don't need DOM surface. You don't need bookmap or DOM surface to see these things. I just think it's a better visual representation of the DOM than looking at numbers on a chart. Or numbers on, you know, almost like an Excel spreadsheet. So kind of like this. You're seeing the aggressive selling coming in, and you're seeing a lot of smaller green bubbles absorbing this selling. So I'm thinking the move is up. And this is probably the magnet right now in the mid 570s. Sorry, SK. I see that pump. I see. You need some aggressive selling to step in quick. Yeah, Palm. So, like, if there's a large resting order, what you're seeing is the sellers or buyers, whichever big bubbles you're seeing them trying to aggressively push through where that passive buyer or seller is trying to defend, right? But a lot of times, what you'll see is this passive buyer or seller, they'll get that initial reaction and they'll layer back in. They'll get in at that same price. So you'll see the smaller bubbles print, right? Because other people are starting to see that, hey, this limit order is starting to hold. No, Palm. When it comes to that kind of stuff, my go-to, honestly, is price action. You know, larger institutions, big money, have targets in mind. They're going to do whatever they need to do to draw as much liquidity into the market and then move the market to their targets, right? Like, that's just the way that it works. People call it market manipulation, have whatever have you. Well, all we're trying to do is trying to hop on board, trying to ride the train. So if we can get a good read at key levels about where the market is heading to next, that's where you want to be executing, because your risk is defined, it's limited, and your targets are much bigger, right? Fewer trades, less is more, so to speak. All we're trying to do is hop on that train. Because let's face it, our sim orders with prop firms aren't going to make any weight in the market. They have no bearing on the market. Like, unless you're putting 100 block orders on your personal account, which you have to have a pretty large size account in order to do that. We aren't dictating anything that the market's doing. Let's put it that way. Palm, of course. Cheers, brother. Palm, don't overcomplicate it. I think too many people throw on too many indicators. They're looking for too many signals. They have, 10 different things that they're looking at. 5 of them say buy, 5 of them say sell, and it just adds confusion. Try to simplify it in your mind as much as possible. Don't let all this distract you from what's really going on over here. I can't tell you how many times I've seen nothing but green bubbles come into a level with very little red action going on, and price to hit a level and drop. Yeah, don't overcomplicate it. Trade what the charts are telling you. That was my biggest mistake year one of trading, was I was bouncing from strategy to strategy to strategy, and nothing was working. I wasn't finding anything. And then I realized, oh my goodness, I have way too much crap on my charts. Let me strip it all back. Let me find out about this whole support and resistance, supply, demand, whatever you want to call it thing. And let's start there, and then let that be our foundation. And then if we want to add layers to add confidence or confluence to our trades, we can do that. But we're going to keep it very minimal, right? Like, everybody's brain works differently. Some people can process a lot of information very quickly. I cannot. I just not. Like I said, I'm a trading for dummies kind of trader. Level to level, let's simplify it as much as possible. Trading's hard enough. Let's not make it harder than it needs to be. Like, Palm, I think you've been trading really, really well over the last couple of weeks. You know, even your red days have been kept, they've been manageable, right? Like, the losses have been manageable. Break even trade not worth the risk, SK. Yeah, it's this retest here at 530 once again that held. I don't know. This is scaring me on the short side right now. Like, I don't even know how big it is, but that is definitely the biggest order near current price, and it's feeling like a magnet. I don't know if it's a target for a long. I mean, it's only 82. It's not even that big, but on a Globex session, that's decent size. Yeah, Palm. I mean, if you read my pre-market trading plan, it was. I mean, what did I say this morning? Holds above 200 long, I think, was what I had in the pre-market trading plan this morning. And really, if you didn't, how I read Quant Tower, SK. So I'm gonna do a Quant Tower setup video very soon. If specifically you're talking about reading Bookmap right here, like the DOM surface that they have in Quant Tower, this is basically just Bookmap is what it is. If you want a tutorial video on this, my buddy Goose has a video on his YouTube channel. He is Banana Bread Trades. Definitely check out his video. He's got a lot of good educational content on his channel. He's a very good trader, very knowledgeable with Quant Tower and all things trading. Definitely go and check out his channel. He's got a step-by-step tutorial and what he looks for on Bookmap and the DOM surface and how he uses order flow to trade. Yeah, SK. Goose has been on my channel a lot. Like, we're all a pretty tight community. He's got a lot of good stuff on his channel. The indicator that you see at the beginning here, this indicator where you see the expected range in the green and the red and the Keltner channel and then this oscillator, that's all his indicator. He built this indicator and coded it himself. Very, very smart guy. Good dude as well. And not somebody who's out to, like, steal money from you at all. He just likes to help people. That's kind of our both our communities. That's how we approach trading. You know, we're not out here to break people's banks. Our reward is seeing you guys succeed. We just want to help people make money. We want everybody to be successful in this thing. We realize that everybody's not going to be. Some people can't get out of their own way, but we're going to do our best to be supportive and help where we can. You can do that yourself, Martin. Yeah. Yeah, I can't get out of my own way sometimes, let me tell you. It happens to all of us, man. We all feel tilt. We all have emotions. For those of you that are new, my trading is actually kind of boring. You know, I've said it before. I'm a 3 to 5 trades a day kind of guy. I am not a button clicker. I'm not a hyper scalper. Been there, done that, and all I did was lose money when I did it. So. Actually, it looks like they got a crew over in the voice channel over on Goose's Discord right now. I'm seeing Brian, Donna, Goose, Joel. Looks like they got a crew hanging out in there right now. Yeah, SK. if you join the Level Up Discord, I'll send you an invite to Goose's Discord as well. He does have a free Discord too. There's lots of good traders in there. You're in the right spot, brother. Yeah, just add me as a friend in the Discord. Mac that you see there in the chat is my editor and good friend. Feel free to message him as well, and he can kind of guide you through everything too, if I'm not available. He can even send you the invite to Goose's Discord. But there's lots of educational content on his Discord as well that you'll probably want to check out. You know, opening range strategies, initial balance strategies. There's all different kinds of traders. Wow, 38 people watching right now. That's great. It's great for my channel. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, please hit that subscribe button. Like I said, we're trying to get to 1,000 by the end of July. It would really help us out. Put a lot of work into this channel. It's been almost a year now. Oh, SK, I think you got done dirty. Nice, yeah. Let's see, you sent me a request. Are you sure? I don't have a request. SK, what's your Discord handle? What's your Discord username? Or did you send it to Mason? Did you send it to Mac? Samir K. Yeah, because I don't have a friend request or anything like that. I have Discord up over here on a monitor to the side. Let's see. Here, I'll send you... Let's see here. Nice, Tony. Yeah. Yeah, Goose has a really good channel. He's kind of... So he's been on a hiatus from YouTube, right? Like, he's been on a couple of my live streams, but he just likes trading, you know? Let me see if I can... Let me see what I can do here. All right, SK, I just sent you a friend request. You got it? Okay. Yeah, after the stream, I'll message you. We'll get you all set up. But in the meantime, if you want to look around the Level Up Discord, feel free. Just kind of see where everything's at. Oh, I see you're in the voice chat now. Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah, you're good. All right, guys. We're back at that 530 level. Let's see what kind of reaction we get here. I'm almost leaning short side now. Going in the voice chat was an accident. It's okay. So you will see traders in there throughout the day as well. They're generally live trading in that voice chat throughout the day. So feel free to pop in there and say hello to everybody if they're in there. Everybody's pretty friendly in our Discord. We have some trolls, but it's all in good fun. Yeah, Martin, I'm kind of with you here. Um, Tell you what, we said we were gonna have some fun. Let's have some fun. Wow, that was a bad entry. That was a bad fill. Let's see, where was the lows today? Let's do like, let's target just shy of 480. Or, yeah, like 481. Let's see if we can get the flush. I definitely don't want to see a wick and reclaim with a strong recovery back up here to the 540s. But I will try. I don't know, Martin. I think we can at least get 520 out of it, but like I'm seeing orders down in here down into 500. You know, 505, this could be a draw. I'm not opposed to holding on to this position since this is an evaluation, but this is not. I'd much rather seen like a 517 bounce back up test 530 entry, which I might have to sit through if we get that move. It'd be kind of strange to not run this wick at this point though. Man, short positions are not fun right now, are they? Thanks for tuning in, guys. 143 views already? That's quite a bit. Quite a bit for my channel this early on in the stream, an hour in. Yeah, Martin, it's just not going anywhere. Getting wicked out over and over trying the short. Yeah. Yeah, shorting has just been tough. And what's funny is I've made the majority of my money over the last few days shorting. I've been trying to get better at shorting the market because I've never been a good short side trader. I've definitely better to the long side. And yet, while trying to learn setups to the short side, it's been in a bull market. It's been kind of crazy. I mean, I've been making money, but it hasn't been comfortable. I will say that. Yeah, not getting rich. You're right, Tony. That is for sure. I don't know. We got this move could be relatively quick, right? Like down to like 507 ish. I would hope if it got down here that it would be a relatively quick flush, but 500 is obviously going to have a psychological stall. But if it gets really heavy, I'm not opposed to moving my target down. Back down into like, I don't know, 400 maybe? 420? I don't know if we're getting much below 450 here, though, looking at this chart. As a shrine to George Soros. Annan's doing well, Palm. Annan's doing well. He hasn't opened the charts in a while. It's been a little bit. Nor does he need to. I talked to him a little over the weekend. He's doing good. He's house hunting right now. All right, let's see if we can get an aggressive break of 510. If we can get that aggressive break of 510, I'll probably put in a break-even stop. Yeah, Kev, I mean, at some point, it's going to get violent to the downside, right? Like, this has been a lot of buying that's been going on. I don't know when that's going to happen. But I'm going to keep trying to short new highs until we do get it. I mean, obviously, we get break and retest of support levels, and they hold the support, I'll get long. But it's going to be hard to buy tops consistently. It's going to be really, really hard. Come on, let's just flush it. Let's just flush it. Need some elevator music. Is the music down right now? It's not playing? Let's see here. Oh, no, it's not. My, there we go. Here you go. Is that better, Martin? We good? Can you, is there music now? Yeah, Tony, it's just, I mean, the upside that we've seen, we know how aggressive it likes to get to the downside at times. And the move that we've seen since really last Sunday open has been very aggressive to the top side. You eventually you're going to run out of interest of buyers up here. And there's going to be some sort of pullback. I don't know how deep that pullback's going to be, right? Like, I don't know that we'll see an 8% down move or anything like that, obviously. But there will be some profit taking after a move like this at some point. Nobody, I don't know when that's going to be, right? Like, obviously, interest on the Dom is much, much higher. But eventually, all right, we did hit that 510. I definitely don't want to see it back up towards my entry. I'm going to go break even. Let's see if we can get this quick flush of 500. Here we go. In fact, let's move our target down a little bit. This is looking pretty heavy. Let's come down to these lows. SK, I'm sorry, brother. I know this. I know this. I know, bro. We all know that feeling, SK. We all know that feeling, brother. We have been there, all of us, where you want to just rip the monitor off, throw it out the window. Yeah, we've been there. All of us have been there. All right, my stop's coming to just above 510. That way, if we get an engulfing here, I'm going to be out. But we're going to lock in something else. We're up 700 on this trade. Kind of hoping we just get the quick flush down here to the 50s. I'm seeing some liquidity down here and through the 70s. You're seeing these orders down here. But I definitely don't want to see anything back above 510. And I'm sure I'll get taken out break even here. I'm sure it'll retrace this whole big sell-off. Because that's what Globex likes to do. Oh, nice, Eunice. Yeah, SK, that's thanks to, so I'm Discord stupid, right? That's thanks to my good friend Albu. He and Mason Mac in the chat are the designers of the Discord. It's basically gone through like a makeover, so to speak, where they've kind of cleaned it up and made everything look a little bit nicer and neater. We are trying to have, you know, we notice other Discords have different roles, like special roles for a bunch of different people, but we kind of want everybody to be on an even playing field, so that a sense of equality, so to speak, whether you're a beginning trader or whether you're an advanced trader. So we try to make everything look kind of uniform, you know. We want it to be an inclusive Discord. Nice, Eunice. Yeah, Eunice, for sure. Definitely. Tune in. We're happy to have all newcomers. I'm currently up 670 on this position. I don't really want it back above 500. I would prefer a rejection at 500 and not come back up to 510. Oh, Martin, I should have gone in with more size, brother. I keep forgetting that I'm on eval. I'm so used to trading 1 mini on my funded accounts, right? Nice. Nice quick flush there. Let's flush 480 real quick here, too. Sure, why not? But I definitely should have gone in with at least 2 minis here. Possibly even 3. You're up 2,000, JSO? Nice. Nice. Well done. Definitely got me tonight, that's for sure. Hey, got some good traders in the chat tonight. Everybody's making some money. This is where I struggle, guys, right here. Like moving my stop, not giving back too much. I let too many trades come back on me, break even, and give up a lot of profits. I would think that we sweep lower, but I just don't know if it wants to come back and grab some of these orders up in here. I don't want it to be range bound. Yeah, Jay, so patience is key. Trust me, that's one quality that I do have for the most part. People that have watched me trade for a while know that I hold trades for, you know, at least for a day trader, I hold trades for a long time. Sometimes 5-6 hours. Yeah, Martin, I know. My target's there. Like, if we get another flush, a strong flush down into the 70s, I will probably bring my stop at least down to below 500. But I kind of want to see it come and clean some of this up. Down at least to 470. In fact, let's do this. Let's lock in something at this point. Let's go to 502. We'll lock in a little bit more. Now I've locked in $500 roughly, 480. And now I don't need to really worry about it. If it wants to quick flush to my take profit, I'll take it. If not, I'm at least not giving all of that back. We are chilling, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Actually, good trading for a Globex session. I mean, I don't know what I'm up tonight, but this trade's up almost 1,000. If you're lurking, feel free to hit that subscribe button. And if you guys could, hit that thumbs up button for the algorithm. Shoot, hit the thumbs up button for the big trades. These are good. Like, it's been pretty nice price action tonight. I don't know how you guys feel about it. Hey, Porch. You're taking a couple days off? Porch, like, I know Trump met with Putin earlier today and said they had a good meeting. I don't know what else happened, but yeah, the market just pumped off the open and never looked back again. It is just a bull market right now. Let's see if we can get one more aggressive flush here to the downside. I just saw a decent sized buy order pop up at 475. I'm going to pull this stop down at this point. Kind of want to see it sweep out all of this. All right, I'm going to take it off there. I have a feeling they're going to retrace some of this. Let's lock in, what was that, $840? I could have been a little more patient probably and maybe got a little bit lower, but blowing on your screen right now, Jason. But yeah, that was so between the two trades, I was up, let's see here, $1,100 on the session. So that's a good Globex session for me. They're normally not that great. The price action's been good though as well. So one of my trades was to the long side off of 430 and then a short from 430 when we came back through there. But now you guys can kind of see why I trade the way I do. There's generally, if there's a tell at a key level, those are generally going to be the aggressive moves away from said level. And it's pretty easy to read the price action around if you have key levels spotted. Ooh, palm long from 479. Hey, you're probably going to get this sweep, palm, just to give you a heads up. Oh no. Well, I mean, right now you're at 480. You could get a test of 90. I mean, there is some liquidity resting above now, but this feels like a draw. You've got orders stacked lower. And remember what Martin said. IBH from the morning session was here at 461. Or 462.75 it looks like. So this could be where we're heading. Oh, we got 40 people in here right now? Yeah, I would say just get out with minimal damage, Palm. I mean, it might pump up a little bit and you might be in profit, but you'll just DCA your way out of it, Palm. Oh, no. Oh, no. That's where we're at? Nice. Thanks for hanging out, guys. 40 people for my stream is really good. Really, really good. I appreciate it. Vibes are high for a Globex session. Vibes are extremely high. Nice. Thanks for not. Is it Fernando? Thanks for the sub. Appreciate you. What's up, Faraz? How are you? TJR who? Man, I should have held my trade. I got spooked, guys. I got spooked. I got spooked. What's up, Futures Freddy? Hey, Palm, did you hear? I popped up on somebody's recommended. The algo got hit. Oh, man. I got spooked out of my trade, guys. With really no reason. No structure break, no nothing. Sad. Yeah, SK, that's probably the first I've ever heard of me hitting somebody's recommended. Oh, nice, Futures Freddy. Wow, YouTube's putting in some work for me finally, huh? It's only taken a year. Yeah, J Soul, you had it right. I had to. So this is what's happened to me lately. Like it happened today, J Soul. I was up large on a trade, right? And thought that the flush might have been happening. Like we were going to retrace a lot of that move that we saw. I think I was up like, I don't know, $1,700 on a position and let that thing come all the way back to take me out for $400 profit today. I've just been doing that way too often. You know, and in volatile markets, you can't do that. You kind of have to lock it in. I can't be giving back over half of my trade, you know? It's too psychologically damaging to watch $1,000. Consistent on the charts and on YouTube. Yeah, SK. So when I started streaming a year ago, it really affected my trading. I'm not going to sit here and candy coat it. It was very difficult to manage everything in the beginning. Extremely difficult. I've been a pretty profitable trader for a while now, and when I started streaming, it threw a wrench in the system. Like all of a sudden, I was placing trades just for, you know, entertainment on the streams. And there wasn't even that many people watching, but it was trying to pay attention to the chat, try and make sure OBS is up and running, try to pay attention to Discord and the charts and be engaged with the chat is very, very difficult. So kudos to all those streamers who do trade on a consistent basis, but it is not the easiest thing to do. You know, trading's really hard. And then you add streaming on top of it, it's very, very difficult. I've gotten used to it kind of. I don't really notice the camera or anything like that anymore. But Globex streams, I definitely trade better than I did during RTH streams. That's not to say that my RTH trading is worse normally, but moving to Globex sessions has actually helped my trading. Yeah, SK, it was extremely difficult. Any reviews about UT bot indicator? Yeah, Palm, you do. So like when you're streaming, you feel like you kind of want to be entertaining, right? And when you're just watching charts print up and down, kind of like we are right now, it becomes, especially if the chat's not engaged. Like you guys are a big part of this. If the chat's not engaged, you almost feel like this anxiety to be in a trade, right? Even though you know you shouldn't be, right? Like, you're nowhere near any key level. You're in a chop zone, but let's just place a trade just to have something to talk about and something to do, right? Which is the worst thing for trading. It's very, very unsettling, and it does affect your trading. It affects your psychology. It's very, very difficult. I've gotten to the point now where I'm not so concerned about that portion of it. Because moving to Globex, you guys are awesome, actually. You keep me engaged in the chat, and it fills that void, so to speak. You know, you don't feel the need to constantly be in a trade. But yeah, it definitely affected my trading there for the first little while. But it's gotten easier. Like tonight was pretty easy. We had 2 good reads. We had a break and retest long of this level. Then we had the break back through this level and never was able to reclaim above 530. So it was 2 easy trades. But yeah, you definitely, even though my viewer count was not up there, I definitely felt that pressure in the beginning. 100%. It was affecting my trading. I was still profitable because when I get off stream, I would dig my way out of a hole, right? Claw myself back out of a hole. But I definitely missed out on a lot of profits by starting to stream my trading, for sure. But we ball. We push through, we battle. Yeah, exactly, Martin. And then you feel bad about saying that, but that's the reality of the situation is you do make it back off. Like if you're a decent trader, you don't dig yourself too big of a hole while you're on stream. Like I don't know that I ever lost a whole lot of money when I was on stream. I was just taking a lot of like what would you say? Maybe $1,000 losses, you know, which are pretty easily recoverable. But it still doesn't feel great when you're doing nothing but losing on stream and then you make it all back off stream. Like it doesn't look good. The optics don't look great. But that's the reality of the situation in most cases. You know, beginning traders don't just hop on and stream. Yeah, Faraz, so you can kind of see what's going on here on the DOM, right? Like interest is flipped to the downside. So I would expect, not that all this gets swept in, but I do think it at least runs 450, right? It at least sweeps down here to test this area below. And then we'll see what happens. You have central pivot here at 394. This would be a logical target for any short sides right now. The pivots like to get traded. And this is where you'll kind of have a rebalancing for the most part. Umar Ashraf? No, I don't know who Umar is, Faraz. Is he a big streamer? Big influencer or something? I'll be honest with you guys. I don't really pay attention to much of what's going on in the trading streaming world. Like, I don't really do a whole lot of... I found that when I do that, I'm trying to add too much, and there's a lot of noise in my head when I'm doing that because everybody has a different strategy. No, so JSoul, what you see these gold lines and this gray line here. So these are floor trader pivots, right? So you'll have central pivot here. This is old school. Floor trader pivots have been used since really like the early 80s, okay? Early 1980s by traders on the floor. So they will... this is kind of like your balance area, your mid, right? And then the gold lines below are support levels as far as pivots are concerned. So this would be support 1. This would be support 2. This would be support 3. And to the top side, this would be R1, resistance 1, resistance 2, resistance 3. And a lot of times what you'll see is you'll see a reaction at those levels. Because traders are using them, right? It's the same thing as like fib levels or, you know, any other kind of indicator support resistance that you're going to throw on. But they do play a lot of the time. Like these are a trick as old as time. What is my trading volume and leverage? So my leverage that I throw on... So because I trade futures for Oz, there's leverage built in, right? Like NQ is 20 to 1, ES is 50 to 1. I generally never risk more than, we'll say, depends on what account I'm trading, but we'll say 400 to 1,000 a trade. That's pretty much where I'm trading, and I'm generally not throwing on. So it's a calculation. I'm not sure. So what trading platform are you on? Most trading platforms have it as an indicator, right? Like on Quantower, it's just called pivot points. TradingView, it's called floor trader pivots. But I don't necessarily use the floor trader pivots. Okay, so JSOL TradingView, look up, yeah, just look up floor trader pivots and throw them on, and they should roughly line up with where mine are located. You can see where each of them are on the price axis here. UT bot? Faraz, I don't know what that is. I have no idea what that is. Sorry, I wish I could help you, Faraz, but I've never heard of it. I'm not an indicator guy, really, though. I have the pivots on, so I know where they're at, but I basically will use them to see it, like, say price was to come down here into 394 and I was short from this position. If we get a strong reaction off a central pivot back up, I would kill my trade. So I more or less use it for, like, exits more than entries. There are people who use them as entries, but I use my SR levels for entries. Because a lot of times price is choppy around these pivots. A little more than I'm willing to risk. Yeah, Faraz, I'll have to do a little more research on what UT bot is before I can answer any questions on it. I've never heard of it. Yeah, Palm, you'll like them. Your R1 doesn't match up with mine? Which pivots are you using, Palm? Your R1 is 553? Is that yesterday's or today's? Oh, you know what? Oh no, that the R1 is like 676. Oh, Palm. Okay, so let me show you. If you come to your settings tab, make sure that you have your base period set to day, your range to 1, and only showing the current period. Like, see, if I uncheck this, you'll see all the squiggly lines, right? But I only want today's pivots. I don't care about yesterday's pivots. So it's kind of like Goose's indicator where he has the expected range and it's showing what it was on the previous day. Just make sure it's only set to current day so that you know what you're looking for on the current day. Since we're day traders, we don't care about what happened yesterday, you know? I mean, we do, but we don't, so to speak. Did that clear it up? Oh, SK. I feel bad for you, brother. And I'm kind of upset I let my trade go. I'm not going to lie. J-Soul, you were right. Because here comes my full target. Not really. It's a good trade. You pick the top, right? SK. Like I said, I just prefer to wait for a little more confirmation. That's all. Yeah, J-Soul, I know. I wasn't patient enough. I got it. It's okay. I'm up 1,100 on the night. I'm happy with that. It's pretty good. Wow, we just rolled over 200 views on this live stream. Thanks a lot for tuning in, guys. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, please hit that subscribe button. Let's see here. Let me look at Discord here. Oh, nice. Yeah, you definitely picked the top. So, J-Soul, here's what... So, I try not to... It all depends. To me, there are people out there who feel market timing matters. What matters to me is price and volume. I don't trade based on time, right? Like, I trade based on price and volume. You know, if the market's at a level and showing me signs that I should be executing at that level... I'm going to execute regardless of what time it is. Unless we're like news is right around the corner, then I'll steer clear. But for the most part, I don't necessarily care about time. You will see people in our Discord who do swear by time, right? Like they find that certain times of the day they trade worse than they do at other times. But I think that's more a psychological thing. Like Kevin, for instance, in our Discord, one of his biggest signals is what he calls the TikTok. Right? Certain times of day, he's anticipating an up move until a certain time, rest of the time in the day when he's anticipating a down move. And he has high success with it. But for me, I care about price and volume. Like, that's what moves the market, not time. You know? Price, volume, and, well, a little bit of fundamentals. Oh, no. There's my full target. It's a little disappointing that I missed out on an extra 30 points, but it's okay. It's okay. Well, guys, I'm probably going to wrap it up for there tonight. I'm obviously not going to be executing anywhere in the middle of my two levels here. It could start to get rangy. You know, we're at the bottom end of the singles on the volume profile. There is still some interest to the downside, but there's also some interest back up above 500 now. I would like to see it get heavy to the downside. We do have a block down here like at 125. Block up here at 800. But I'm not interested until on short side trades. I'm not interested until we either pop back into 510 and hold below, or we pop below 350 and are holding below 350. Those would be my two reads. If you get this move, the next target to the downside for me would be that 200 level that we were at this morning. So if you guys are continuing to trade, just keep those levels in mind. That's what I would be looking at. Use that information what you will. But I will be back tomorrow evening for another Globex stream. Thanks for hanging out tonight, guys. Vibes were high. I appreciate you all. Once again, if you haven't subscribed yet, feel free to hit that subscribe button. It would really help out the channel. And if you have Khaled, I'm just leaving. How come you always join right when I'm leaving? I was just ending the stream, Khaled. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow night at the same time. So feel free to pop back in and say hello again. Nice meeting you all. And I hope to speak to you soon. And we will see you in the next Globex stream. Peace.